Okay, it's really, really easy to place a trade idea on your phone. I am actually on my PC just to explain because it's bigger, right? But here you can see that the trade ID is called at 11:39. It says NAS USD sell. There's another one here 10 minutes later, around that time, and they say to buy XAU now. So this here is the NASDAQ. You don't need to know what it is if you don't understand it, right? This is gold. Right now, they give you the entry price. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to put it in and how to get the proper risk. Okay, they give you what's called TPs, which is take profit. So if you're new to trading, just stick to take profit one, right, until you're familiar. Okay, and then they give you an SL, which is a stop loss, right? So it's there to protect your account. Right? So I'll just give you a visual, right? The market, if they're saying to sell, they're going to give you an entry point. The entry would be around here, 23.922, right? So when the signal is called, you want to take it. You don't want to take it 5 hours later or the next day. Once you get an alert, just open up your app on your phone and then put the trade signal in on your phone. Of course, do it in demo first so you're familiar, which is a practice account, before you put it into a live account. Okay, so just muck around in the demo first. All right, and just go for TP1. Notice it's a sell. So the market has an entry price. They give you a stop loss, which would be above price because the market is heading down. Now, in case the market decides it's not going to head down, you don't lose too much money and it hits your stop loss. It's to protect your account. Okay. So this is the entry for your stop loss. And it'll be the same for a buy. Okay. Right. The market goes up, you put your stop loss under. All right. So with a TP, right, this would be your first TP. So it's take profit. So they'll give you this as your take profit, right? And all you got to do is type this in on your app, which I will show, right? And you set the trade. You press sell or you press buy. Okay, so this here would be your sell TP. So that would be your entry price here. I mean your TP price here, right? TP is they think that the market will go lower. But if you're new, just stick to TP1, okay, until you're familiar. All right. So it's the same with a buy, right? We're expecting the market to have an entry price, right? Soon as we get our alert, right? It can be a little bit later, a little bit not not hours later because the market moves. Right? So once you get an alert, if you miss the alert, just leave it. All right. Or just ask in the chat. Okay, so in here, this would be your entry price, right? So it all makes sense. So you look for your entry here. It could be 50, could be 52, a little bit of, up and down movement. But as long as it's around and you've got in around the same time. Okay, so you would have your stop loss underneath because the market is buying, right? And your TP, just go for TP1, would be here, right? Okay. And it would hit your TP and you'd make money. So now you see there's TP2 and TP3. So take profit 2, take profit 3, right? Okay. So the stop loss is to protect your account. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and get the proper risk, right? Because we might be risking 1%, to, well, they've got a risk, a high risk challenge at the moment. It is up to you what risk you take, right? Um, okay, but I'm just going to base it on 1%, okay? 1% risk, okay? All right, so let me just get rid of all this. As you put the trade idea in, it will make sense. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get the right risk. So we need to find the stop loss and the entry, right? Because that's going to give us our percentage for our risk. And it's going to give our lot size, right? Okay, 0.01 is the lowest risk, right? It's around 10 cents a pip, right? The market moves in pips, points, whatever you want to call it, right? But this is important because the higher the lot, right, the higher the amount of money you could lose or make. Okay, so if you put in 0.1, right, your lot size is increased. So instead of risking a certain amount on here lower, this increases. Right? Okay, so the higher the lot size, the more amount, the more money you can make or the more money you can lose. Right? But you want to get your entry price and your stop loss. Now I'm going to show you how to do this to get your proper lot size. Okay, so the entry here is 3651. So if we come here, right, I'm going to go into this. Now this is a free app, right? You can have it on your phone as well. Okay, you just click on it. I'll just do that. Now sometimes there's ads. You just go continue to site, scroll down. All right, scroll down, 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 down. And then you want to go on to trading calculators. So click on that and come down. And then you want to go to position size calculator. We want to find the lot size. So click on it. Now, there might be EU in here or a different instrument, right? So you just got to find which one you need. Okay. So you can just type it in all here because you might not know what all these stand for. So if it's like US 30 or gold, for example, right? They have it on here, right? See this? It says NAS. This is what you would type in. This one's gold, so you want to type that in, right? So we're going to go XAU USD, and there we got gold. So we just click on it, and it will come up. So whatever instrument pair they put out, that's how you find it. Okay, if your account is in US dollar, which it should be, right? With anyway, if it's not, just change it to the currency what the broker account is in, right? Okay, notice it gives you the open price and the stop loss. So we want to get the open price, and what was it? 3651. Right? And here is our stop loss, SL3646. So if we come back here, we're just going to put in our entry price, right? 3641, I think it was. And then we're going to put in our stop loss. Okay, I can't remember what the stop loss was. I got that wrong, but anyway, there's our stop loss. We just type that in. All right, let me just put that right. 3651. 51. I nearly got it right. Okay, 51 stop loss. Stop loss is 36, right? 3646. Okay, put in that 3646. Now, if there's a decimal point that they give you, then put the decimal point in. All right. See here how this has got a decimal point, 23 decimal point, right? So make sure that you put that in, right? 2, 3, decimal point, 9, 2, 2, right? All right, so make sure that you're looking at this, okay? This also has a decimal point, see? All right, not hard. Once you've done it, you can do it over and over again. Make money easily. Okay, now whatever your account balance is, it might be 5,000, right? If you're practicing in the demo, just put the amount that's in the demo. Okay, but if it's live, it'd be that amount. This would be your risk. Okay, now what you want to do, if you want to put in 5% or 1%, you put that in here. Right? So you got your entry price, which is called open price, okay, and your stop loss, your account balance and what you risk. And then you just click on calculate lot size in MT4. Okay. Now, this here, some brokers have different contract sizes. Don't worry too much about it. Right. You will understand when you do it in, I highly recommend putting the trade in first in demo, because with indices like US 30, some brokers have a different unit size. Okay, most have got the same one, but just be mindful. Always put it into a demo first, right? And then click calculate. And it's going to give you your lot size, right? It's going to show you how much you're risking that you could possibly lose. Okay, so this here, as I said before, you have different lot sizes. So the smallest one is 0.01. This says 0.5. So you must make sure that if there is a zero in here as well, that you put the zero in after the decimal point. Okay, right here it's a 0.5. And that is the risk. Now put it in demo first to make sure with this. Okay. All right. And you'll soon figure it out if the broker has a larger or smaller unit per lot. Okay, so we're going to go in here. We're going to take our lot size. Right? We're going to go onto our trading app, which is on our phone. Right? Okay, now it's not going to look like this, but it'll look similar. Okay, and all you're going to do, right? The market's not open, right? But see how I've got here XAU USD, right? So you will find your instrument, you'll bring it up. Notice you can buy or sell, right? You're going to sell, you put it on sell. If there's a trade signal calls buy, then you put it on buy. Market it's going to execute an order as soon as you say place order. A buy stop and a buy limit is an entry where it will come and hit and then place the order. So I'll go over that in a minute. But notice here, it says the lots. So here's 0.01. So you would put in, 0.5, right? Depending on what it gets calculated at. Where is it here? See here? All right, hang on. This here is 0.06, so different account sizes, right? There it is here, 0.5. Okay, so you just put that in. As I said, you can have a demo, just create a demo account exactly like you do with a live account, but you get a demo, it's a practice account, right? And fiddle around on your phone with it before you place it in a live account. Right? Notice it has the price here. right? The market is closed right now, but this will be bright white, right? You'll see the price better. So that is the entry price. Okay, so when you get a signal, you'll see the price. It might be, you see on where my little cursor is, see how it goes up and down, right? It goes 40, 38. So you can get in if it's a little bit different, right? But just make sure that the price is around that level, okay? Because it can move quite fast. And yeah, okay. So that's your price level. If I go back to here, see it says buy 3651, right? So around that price level, around the same time, you can place the buy. And here is your stop loss. All you're doing is putting it in. See, it is here. It's for NAS, for a sell. There's your stop loss. Take note of the decimal point. Right? So to place the buy, there's your entry. There's your stop loss. There's your take profit. Okay, so let's first put in the stop loss. Okay, so we need to just go down here. It will look different on your phone, of course, right? And I'll do a quick video on my iPad to show. But here, see, it says stop loss. So you'll find your stop loss, right? And what you do is you're going to put that price in. So let's go back. What was the stop loss? 3646. Okay. 3646. Now, if there's a decimal, you put the decimal in. Okay. There's your lots. There's your stop loss. Right. Now we're going to put in our take profit. See, TP, take profit. Right. So you would just put in your take profit 1. So 3657. Okay. So here, 57. Okay. And then you'd come down and you go place buy order. Right. And then it will place it for you. But you see here, it brings it up. Right. Look at that. See, there's the stop loss. And sometimes they'll say move your stop loss to break even or BE. What that means is that price has gone up, right? For example, here, let me just show you. Okay, once, like if here's your entry, I'll just explain, okay? This would be your entry, right? They would call the entry price, okay? There would be your stop loss to protect your account, and there would be take profit 1. Now we are buying, right? We place the buy. Now they do give TP2. Sometimes there's TP3 and TP4, right? Okay. But once it comes, if you're later on doing TP2, TP3, for example, right? What you would do is you would move your stop loss to entry to protect your account, right? It won't move because the market's shut, and I don't have a trade in, but you would place it just above your entry price to protect your account, right? And then you can also move it up as well as the market moves up to protect your profits, right? When the market moves down, if it gets hit your stop loss, you keep all your profits. All right. So you might hear them say, let me just go to an example. Okay, so see it says here we got another hour, so you can secure profits, right? That means to move your stop loss to entry, or where you see fit to protect your account. Right. So I'll visually, I'll show. So you have your entry, right? You have your TP, right? You have your stop loss. This here, when they say secure profits or go to BE, right, means to move your stop loss, SL, to your entry. So you just move it up, right? And there will be a price level here as well. Okay, but that's what that means if you ever see this. Closing partials. I won't go over that right now, but you're just going to TP1 as a beginner. Okay. All right. As long as you got your risk right, do it in a practice account first, and then you can put the trade in. Okay. All right. Very easy. It will look different on your phone, but you can see visually what's happening here. So you're protecting your account. All right. There's your TP. Okay. And if you want TP3, right, you would enter the trade 3 times. Okay. Or you can close partials as the market goes up, but I'm not going to go into it. It's just easier just putting in 3 trades. But you also have to half the risk, right? Okay. So just do TP1. But I will go over just right now, right? If this here, right, if you're risking 3%, right, and you want to put in to take TP3, right, you would just divide it by 3, and it gives you your lot size. Okay, I think we had on this one before, so let's just stick to this one, right? So let's just say you wanted to put in 3. So you just put in, well, 1, just put in 1, right? And that gives you the lot size. I don't know if you can put in 1.5, I'm not sure. Oh, you can. Okay. All right. So just divide it by 3. All right. So it's very easy. This is the most important thing, is that you get your risk right and you're making sure you put the lot size in proper. All right. Easy peasy. So create a demo account and yeah, easy. All right.